Let's talk about the future. Not some cyberpunk hallucination soaked in chrome and corporate logos. Not the fascist Disneyland they're pitching with buzzwords like freedom cities. I'm talking about the real future. The one we could build if we stopped letting the ruling class define the terms of existence. Because here's the truth, and I'm going to say it aloud for the people in the back. No one is fit to rule over another. Not kings, not presidents, not fucking landlords. And yet, every vision of the future they've fed us still clings to hierarchy, still clings to authority, still clings to power being something you're allowed to have if you're born into it or bought it. But that's not freedom. That's just tyranny. So let's look at Trump's freedom cities. These are not visions of liberty. They're privatized control grids dressed in flag-waving patriotism and dipped in some retro-futuristic gold paint. They say the right words: innovation, growth, prosperity, but possewood. The purpose of a system is what it does, not what it promises, not what it markets, what it does. And what would Trump's cities do? They'd centralize control under corporate boards. They'd lock working people into debt-based enclaves disguised as opportunity zones. They'd turn innovation into surveillance, freedom into servitude. They would be techno-feudalist fortresses where your value is measured in productivity, not dignity. That's not a city. That's a mockery of freedom, running on software written by billionaires and fascists. Now let me show you the countermodel. Enlightenment socialism doesn't give a fuck about what a system claims to be. We study its function, its outcomes. We ask, does this system produce liberty, dignity, equality, justice, and solidarity? If it doesn't, dismantle it, metaphorically, systemically, structurally. We don't need cities that claim freedom. We need infrastructure that enforces it. We need systems that eliminate coercion, that hardwire autonomy into the very bones of society, that engineer material abundance as a right, not a commodity. Because the true enemy isn't just hierarchy. It's manufactured scarcity. Every system of power, feudalism, capitalism, fascism, depends on the lie that there's not enough. Not enough food, not enough land, not enough safety, not enough time. So what happens when we engineer enough? The state withers, exploitation collapses, markets shrink to irrelevance, and power stops being something that flows from above. It becomes decentralized, federated, fluid, direct. Trump's freedom cities want to build vertical prisons dressed as progress. We want to build horizontal liberation woven into the infrastructure itself. Because when your needs are met without struggle, without debt, without a boss, you don't need rulers. You don't need saviors. You don't need a strong man promising to fix it all. You need space. You need time. You need the freedom to become. And that is the fucking difference. One vision clings to control. The other sets you free by design. Trump wants obedience wrapped in chrome. We want becoming encoded into the system. And we're not stopping at cities. This is about planetary liberation, a civilization-wide shift, a new enlightenment that doesn't just challenge power. It renders it obsolete. Because we've seen what concentrated power does. We've seen what fake freedom leads to. And we're done. The real future won't come from a ballot box rigged by billionaires. It won't come from corporate-funded think tanks or tech lords playing God. It comes from us, from you, from every soul ready to rip the leash off and build something worthy of the word civilization. And that's why our cities aren't freedom cities. They're liberation infrastructure. Because in our world, freedom isn't a brand. It's the system.